Hello! I'm live for the first time ever. Paul's laughing, as usual. He's our tour manager. I'm in catering, and hey Stu.
Hello.
Hey, great job on dinner tonight. This is the kitchen where all the magic happens at catering, and every night it has been fabulous. And so now I just thought we'd start in catering and move along to different sections of the venue. And I'm going to show you the stage. Well, we're backstage at the Apollo Manchester. And what if I flip the camera? I've never done this, guys, so maybe, okay, here's the hallway. And we're going to head to the stage now. This is a great venue. We've had some great venues on this tour, and this one is very well appointed backstage. See that stage door? Yeah, here we are. And this is actually a beautiful venue. Let me show you real quick, then I'll switch the camera around. But doors are still closed. I think they open in, well, very soon. Soon and very soon. And our esteemed, fearless, wonderful, warm-up act, Electric Pyramid, is all set up and ready to rock. And so that's basically the stage. Pretty, standard stage area. We got some crew here. I don't know if it's pretty dark. Got some crew hiding out here, having a laugh.
Oi mate, get off the stage.
Hey!
Get off the stage.
House is open, so yeah. All right, time to get serious. Leave the stage area. Not trip and fall over some very important cables and wires. All right, so backstage, here's the wardrobe that we've had pretty much since the beginning, and it belongs to Roger Taylor. Keeps all of our stage outfits organized, and Elisa, who is our production assistant, handles all the wardrobe stuff and the merchandise and anything else that Paul puts her to. So, say hi, Paul.
Hello.
All right, good. And so we're going to head upstairs to band dressing rooms. Hopefully I don't lose you, because here's a bit of a dead Wi-Fi spot. And we're going to go answer some questions that you guys have given me over the last few hours. We've compiled them into a simple list. Here's the lads hanging out in the lounge, lounging lads. They are very awkward, always, and hilarious. And
not always hilarious.
Oh, actually, almost never awkward.
Funny.
Sometimes funny.
Never.
Or mentally hilarious.
Yep. There's all our clothes ready to go. I've got to do a little extra ironing before we get the stage. But anyway, how you guys doing? Good? All right. I'm at my little computer here with all your questions. I'm going to try to answer them as succinctly.
You made a mistake coming in here, by the way.
I did. Well, I hoped it would make it a little more interesting instead of just me alone in a room. But hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me for a few minutes while I answer these questions, and hopefully it's enlightening to you. Again, this is my very first live broadcast I've ever done on Facebook. I've always been afraid of them because I'm afraid of being on the spot, in the spotlight. Yeah. So, what was that? I saw a question about ironing, and I kind of wanted to get to it. Sarah Chapman.
That's interesting.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, well, I appreciate you all showing up. FO is, he's taking care of, getting ready. It's getting close to showtime. So, first question is from Manik, and he said, is there a possibility of another decade covered acoustically on YouTube? I would say that's highly likely. I really enjoyed doing that 90s cover series, and I think you guys enjoyed it really well, a lot too. So I don't know what decade I'd cover next. Yesterday, actually, FO and I were talking about that, and he's a big 80s fan, and I am as well, so I think that would have to happen at some point. Second question from Di Scott. Will the Queen Extravaganza be releasing an album together? Anyone? Anyone?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, so says Tyler, and I agree. An album, I don't know, would make a lot of sense, honestly, since we do Queen music, obviously, and they've recorded it about as good as can be. But I could see us doing a DVD at some point of our live show. That would make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, essentially, the Queen Extravaganza is out to, you know, sort of promote Queen's music, so I don't know that it would make sense for us to record an actual album per se. Tabby from Instagram says, are you preparing another solo album of originals? Yes, Tabby, I am, and always writing new music, new material. Got really busy this year. I think when my viral video went viral again on Facebook, it sort of opened up some unexpected opportunities this year. So that's sort of slowed down my solo writing, but that's always on my mind, of course. So yes, new music is always on my mind. And stay here, tuned in, to know when that will be releasing. Jake says, now you're in Queen Extravaganza, do you find it difficult to branch out and do different things? Actually, no. In many ways, the Queen Extravaganza has allowed me to branch out even more than usual when I was with Down Here. When we were with, when I was traveling with Down Here, it was pretty much Down Here all the time, which was great. But now that, that those days are sort of over, at least for now, and Queen Extravaganza is really kind of part-time. So it opens up a lot of free time for me to explore other things, like the Christmas album and other solo projects and interesting videos that I get to shoot with my wife and all that kind of stuff. Selena says, what is your favorite song in the world to sing? There's so much music out there, Selena, and so many great ones that are fun to sing. I love singing a lot of Queen songs. It's so hard to pick one. Nessun Dorma is one of my favorites. You may have seen my Mercurati video. That is a beautiful song. It has a beautiful ending to it, and I would say that's probably one of my favorites. Bohemian Rhapsody is hard to beat, so I don't know that I could choose just one. Sarah says, what is your pre-show routine? Most importantly, guy liner. I wear a little bit of eyeliner on stage just to make my eyes pop. So that's part. Not helping myself. That's not the intention is not to help myself either. So I do that. What else do? I often have a little bit of hot tea with, maybe a lemon ginger tea with honey or something like that. Do a vocal warm up. Don't do a lot of just set things before a show. Basically, I'm getting dressed and nothing too exciting, honestly. I don't have too much of a routine. Seth says, why do you guys wear all black on stage? Why do we wear black on stage? Well, as you can see, Seth is correct. It is all black, and black is the best color. Well, no, not because it's the best color. It's because the boss this year, we used to wear a lot of white last year, actually, but this year Roger has said, could we get rid of the white shirts and the Harlequin vest that I was wearing last year, and for some reason he wants black this year. So we're not afraid of a little pop of color here and there. Actually, I have gone shopping almost every day on this tour so far, because we're always near a shopping district, just looking for something that has a little color that's not just black, but I haven't found the right garment yet, so there's that. Sonia, if you could go back in time, which artist would you be and why? Mozart, the Beatles, anyone who did something first so that you're not called a copycat. Yeah, I think so. Maybe Beethoven. I was a big Beethoven guy growing up when I was taking piano lessons. He came up with so many simple yet memorable musical moments. Sam, what are your favorite songs to sing, and what other artists' catalogs do you enjoy singing the most? Sort of answered that, I guess, a little bit. Other artists' catalog. I was a huge Pearl Jam fan in the 90s. And for those of you who have Down Here's early stuff, you can maybe tell a little bit that I was heavily influenced by Eddie Vedder before I discovered Queen and realized that I wasn't really using my voice right. When I discovered Freddie Mercury's music, I started exploring aspects of my vocal that I didn't even know were there before. So he's taught me a lot. But yeah, I was a big George Michael fan in the 80s. I loved his album, Listen Without Prejudice. That was his second solo album. But yeah, there's only a few artists I would say. Pearl Jam. Jeff Buckley. I love Jeff Buckley and his stuff. I went through a pretty big Killers stint in the early 2000s.
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther? Maybe Tyler. Yeah.
No.
No? He's
No.
kidding. We're all kidding. Just kiddas. And the last question I have, and then maybe I'll give a couple more minutes to you guys for the live questions, is from Ahmad on Instagram. He said, when did you learn to play the piano or the guitar? Well, I learned to play the piano starting around the age of 5 or 6. My parents put me in piano lessons, Royal Conservatory in Canada. It's the standard, what do they call that, teacher man? Standard curriculum. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, so I took about 8 years of piano and self-taught guitar at about the age of 14. That's when I started writing music, I think, more seriously. And so yeah, the earlier you start, the better, obviously. I think everyone needs to spend a few years learning an instrument just to see if you have that desire. But it also sort of has a lot of mental benefits and personal growth benefits. So music for everyone is a good thing. So I'm going to... That's all the questions that we compiled from ahead of time. So thank you all for coming. There's over 200 people. That is way more than I expected. So thank you for being here. And I'm going to go... And now I'm getting... See how long? Way more than I expected. So thank you for being here. It's me seeing myself in a loop of flashbackness.
It's like Doctor Strange.
It's like Doctor Strange. So, yeah, so I'm just kind of looking through your comments right now. Jean-Benoit Lemire, salut, ça va, man? Hello from Manchester. And this is actually our second time in Manchester ever as the Queen Extravaganza. We haven't been here for a couple years. I think the last time we were here was in 14? 13? Late 13?
13. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah. Really cool venue, actually. The last time we played here, it wasn't as cool of a venue. But we're having a great time. Where's the Freddy's grand piano? Can't you get it on tour with you? Yeah, we don't have room for a grand piano, unfortunately. We'll need a second truck for that to happen someday. We'll see. Looking for more questions. You know what? Sarah Chapman has a good question. Will I wear poppies on Friday? Interesting you asked that, because I just did a little digging into my family ancestry, and apparently I have a great uncle who was killed in Aquino, Italy, in a tank attack. He was a lieutenant in the Canadian Army, and I didn't even know that I had that close of a relative who was involved in World War II. So that's made the War and Remembrance Day that much more meaningful to me. So yeah, definitely going to be wearing a poppy on that day. Will there be a... Whoops, sorry. it makes for a pretty boring broadcast to read people's questions. I guess that's why we do them ahead of time. But hello, everyone. Hello, Mexicans. Is the QE coming back to the U.S.? We hope so. We're really hoping that that happens actually next year, because this show is so baller that we want to take it to the States. It would be a huge smashing success, as it has been here. The show currently is a night at the opera, followed by about 45 minutes to an hour of greatest hits. So it's a nonstop barrage of awesome. And we're having a great time playing the show. My voice is actually almost 100% now. I would say about 98. Still got a little bit that I'm coughing up, but the laryngitis is gone, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you for all of you who send your thoughts and your prayers, and yeah. So that's pretty much all I had planned for this. It's going to be a more regular thing now, I think, because this was a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming out, and to my fellow Americans. I'm not American, but I live in the States. Happy and peaceful voting to you all. Vote with your heart, and that's all I'll say about that. It's a privilege and an honor, and I love you guys, and I will see you soon. I got to get ready for the show. All right, rock and roll!